Hi, my name is Steve, and today I'm going to go through a video demonstration of how to collect payments using Adobe Sign and Braintree. I'm going to send a document for signature, but I'm going to show you how easy it is to add payment fields to that document. I'm then going to go through and pay and sign that document, and finally I'm going to show you what you will get back at the end of the process. Now, today's video demonstration is designed just to be a high-level overview of taking payments with Adobe Sign and Braintree. And if you required more of a technical deep dive perhaps on how to set up a Braintree sandbox environment and how to configure that, please do seek out some of the other videos I've recorded on that subject. But for today, I'm going to keep it very, very simple. So with that, let's now get started. Here I am inside the Adobe Sign web portal, where I'm going to send a document out for signature. So I'm going to enter in an email address here very quickly. And I'm going to add in some files here. So let's jump onto this laptop, and I'm going to quickly grab let's grab a Microsoft Word document here. We've got nothing fancy going on. We need to drag our fields into place, and of course our payment fields need to be added as well. So there is nothing templated on this. I've just left spaces where we'd like our signers to sign. Let's tidy up the agreement name here. Please review and complete our cover sheet. Please pay the full balance. Kind regards, Steve. So of course we need to add our payment field, so I need to make sure this box is checked. So I'm going to do that now. Pressing next, we'll upload our document and we'll then add it to an Adobe Sign transaction where we're able to now add fields to it. So here I am on the preview screen. Scrolling down, here's where we would like Jane Taylor here, my demo account. We'd like her to sign, enter in today's date, and of course we need her to enter in her name. Now here's where it gets a little different though. So I have already configured my Braintree sandbox account. It's been connected inside of the Adobe Sign account screen, and I'm ready now to add payment fields. So if I scroll down on the right hand side here, I have a new option called payment fields. If I drag a payment field out, and I can double click it to get some more options on it. We can give our name, give our field here a name. Who will it be assigned to? Do we have a value that could very well be calculated perhaps from other fields elsewhere on this page? The default value will be 1. Let's enter in here, I don't know, 10,000 for example. We can choose the currency here. I've only got euros set up, but of course we support pound sterling and other currencies as well, and that is configured inside of your Braintree sandbox account. So the default value will be 10,000. If we press OK here now, and let's make a little bit nicer experience here for Jane, I'm going to enter in just a read-only text box here, which will act as our label. The default value will say payment, for example. There you go. So that will tell Jane that will be the amount that she's paying. And putting a payment field onto our agreement here, anywhere, it doesn't matter where it is. Adding a payment field to our document will put Adobe Sign into payment mode. And I will show you how that differs ever so slightly from a normal signing transaction in just a second. So I press our blue send button, and that's immediately gone out for signature now. So our document has now been sent for payment and signature. Let's have a look and see what our recipient will see inside of their email inbox. And you can see Jane has an email from me. And if we open this up, you can see the default Adobe Sign email templates here. Our message has been pulled through nicely, and Jane is aware that she has a balance to pay on this. Let's click through and sign and pay our balance. Jane's got one required field scrolling down, and this is where we need her to sign. But our payment field is here. Now we have set this to be 10,000 euros to be paid. So what will Jane need to do is sign our agreement with her one required field, which is of course the signature box. She pops a click in the box, and if you've not seen Adobe Sign before, here are the 4 options for signing. Jane can of course enter her name using the keyboard. She can draw her signature using a mouse or a trackpad. So let's just quickly do that now. JT. Jane's able to send a photograph here to Adobe Sign and represent that as her signature, so maybe a wet ink signature on a piece of paper. Get a photo of that and use this. And finally, she can receive an SMS to a mobile device. Take that device, turn it sideways, sign using her finger on the touchscreen, and that signature will come straight back to this laptop so that she is able to continue. But what we will do is we will just type Jane's name and press apply. But you will notice down in the bottom here, the button that you normally press to sign now reads pay and sign. And this is because there is a payment field been added to our document. So Adobe Sign has now been put into payment mode, and Jane will need to pay the balance on screen here in order to continue. So if she clicks on her blue button, this is where we see the Braintree integration. And we're being asked to enter in some card details in order to pay the total amount here of €10,000. So I have got a dummy credit card number here that Braintree provides us to use to simulate payments here. So if I enter this in, this is 4 and all the ones. This will simulate a Visa, and it will simulate a successful payment as well. It doesn't matter what we put into the expiration date, and I'm just going to put 123 here in the security code. That does not matter either. So what we do is we press the blue button now to place the order and sign. And we do so, and that document has now successfully been paid for, and of course we have signed. So our agreement has been signed and the payment has been made. Let's now have a look at some of the emails I've been receiving in the background. Here I am in my email inbox, and you can see I've received an email from Adobe Sign. And this is what we call our signed and filed email. And this is notifying us that everyone who has signed, who we needed to sign our document, has done so. We had a payment field on there, so that has successfully been done as well. And you can see that attached to this email is a courtesy copy of our agreement. So let's double click on that and get this opened up. Now I'm using Acrobat Pro DC here, but if you're using Acrobat Reader, the free version, with all signed documents that come back from Adobe Sign, what we get here is a blue bar along the top of the screen here. And this is notifying us that this is a secure, encrypted PDF. There is a certificate that is attached to this as well, and we know that the contents of this PDF have not been modified in any way. Should we not see the blue bar along the top here, we will know that we're not looking at the original document. Scrolling down, our signature is in place. However, what has happened is Adobe Sign has appended a page 2 onto our agreement here. And page 2 is what we call our audit report. And the audit report here details all the events that took place in our transaction, right the way through from when it was created, emailed to Jane, viewed, signed, and when it came back to us as completed. But you will notice, different from standard Adobe Sign here, is that we have an additional step in our audit report. And this is telling us that we have taken a payment through Braintree. So what we've got here is a unique transaction ID that we can use to cross-reference in our Braintree Sandbox account here, used for testing purposes. That is the transaction ID that you will find inside of your account, and you are able to track that payment and make sure that it has come in successfully, and you can then decide what to do with your funds. And this is all captured on the Adobe Sign audit report. You can see here we get an additional step if we're using Braintree payments. So there you have it. That is collecting payments using Adobe Sign and Braintree. And I hope you agree it was an easy to use interface where you're able to drag and drop payment fields onto your documents, send them out for signature and payment. I showed you what it would be like signing that for your recipients and how they're able to make a payment using a credit or debit card. Finally, I showed you what we get back at the end of the process, and that transaction ID showing up on the Adobe Sign audit report. Now, I would urge people to seek out a 14-day free trial and try Adobe Sign and Braintree payments for yourself and see just how much value you're able to gain implementing electronic signatures using Adobe Sign. But for now, thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.